Okay, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching Simple Logic TV, the sports edition, and I'm live with Dave, and we're gonna talk a little sports from the last weekend. And of course, you see what shirt he's wearing, so you know we're gonna have to start out with Florida State.
Let's talk about it. I ain't heard about it enough.
Man, like I was telling you, man, we playing the fantasy football thing on ESPN, and every weekend. This week they had Florida State on there, man, and you know I picked Florida State
Right.
because, like I was saying, well, it's even a fact they have better athletes than Memphis. I mean, I think that's without a doubt.
Mhm.
Um, so I say it has to be coaching. What you think?
If you really if you want to go that route, you got to start at the top. So you got to start with the head coach. I mean, he had he had mis misevaluated, like evaluated his team very incorrectly. Like he thought he had some top caliber players, which they are, like you said, they're better athletes, but it's like they don't know how to play football. He basically not recruited, but he went in the portal, got the wrong players. He got the wrong players in the portal, which most people are kind of shocked about because he's a hit in the portal. He's been so amazing in the portal that this time it was just a bunch of swing and misses. So yeah, I would go with coaching too. It starts there, then I trickle it down from the head coach to the coordinators to the line of scrimmage is usually next, most important, and they are playing like garbage as well. So all the roots are just rotted in that
Well,
organization.
well, I think the most fascinating part is he paid for most of these players. You
Yeah,
see what I'm saying? So he didn't go pay for garbage. These
no,
guys were good. Especially the kids from Alabama, the running back. I mean, I
mm,
think that guy was a 5 star, if I'm not mistaken.
right.
And the guy DJ from boy, he went to what was it, Oregon State?
From Oregon State at the time.
And this the messed up part. He played extremely well at Oregon State, from what I've seen. And so
Yeah,
I understand the lure of coming to Florida State probably was the money. And you look at
right.
the results of what happened last year. So you think they'll just be a stepping stone from where they left off. But this is terrible, man. This is horrible.
It is. It's so shocking how abysmal they are. They're literally like 125th or something in offense,
Yeah,
scoring offense. They are the very bottom, like 132nd, 133rd in rushing offense. They are rushing for like 30 yards per game. They're rushing for like 40 yards per game, which again, the line of scrimmage, the running backs is, suspect. And he thought he was gonna that's the problem. Is he that was his plan. And his plan A is so terrible to have, he thought he was gonna run the ball all through everybody's throats
yeah,
and it's not working. So he doesn't have a solid plan B because his quarterback is garbage right now. He has
yeah,
no plan. He has not a
yeah.
now the problem is his next problem is he needs to get off of this path with and make a solid change with quarterback just to change the direction. He needs to go
Mm.
ahead and let one of these young players play. These other quarterbacks, they can at least move. DJ Uwe Angalale is he's
Yeah.
like molasses right now. He's playing slower than he's ever played to
I don't
me
know.
in college.
It may be the system, because in Oregon, down Oregon now they have a more wide open system. Here in Tallahassee now they want to run the ball, and it
Yeah.
was quite obvious in that first game in Ireland that they could not run the football.
Mm-mm.
Um,
One play, one or two plays, that was it. And that's the other problem is like they can't run or stop the run, so they're basically cooked. They have no,
yeah,
there's no
yeah,
way they can outscore the opponents. And
and the
a lot of people
secret,
were trying to blame the defense, but the offense is
yeah,
clearly the problem to me.
yeah, because them three and outs add up.
Right.
Um, Third and fourth quarter, and the season is
Mm,
pretty much done. I mean, it's pretty much over now. It's
mm.
over.
In my opinion, a lot of people think too. He has the coach. That system has to have a mobile quarterback, or at least a threat of running like he did so well with Jordan Travis. And even though they had some great receivers, but Jordan Travis had the threat of run. DJ Uiagalelei is just he's a sack machine. He's gonna either get
Mm.
sacked or get 1 yard. So and then he's got a large windup. It's like it takes forever. Even he's slow getting rid of the ball. It takes him forever to get rid of the ball, and then it goes sailing over somebody or 5 yards short. So they've misevaluated real bad this team. And it's so funny because even the NFL scouts and they were having the NFL scouts and Coach Saban and all that coming to practice saying, "Oh yeah, this looks like a top 5 team," and now they look like the worst team in the country.
Straight
Just
trash.
about. Absolute garbage. They might win 1 game or 2. I don't know.
Unless the talent just wasn't as great as advertised. Everybody look good in practice.
Right. You can say that.
Same thing go for LSU.
Yeah, but LSU, I feel like they just I don't think they can get over the hump. I think they have some solid talent.
Yeah, they
They just
they got talent.
Yeah, to play the 4 quarters. Like their problem is playing 4 quarters.
Yeah.
They can't play a solid 4 quarters to where they learn how to win.
But except for the South Carolina game. Now they did this week. They can't, but they won.
They finished it out. That was a struggle, man.
Yeah, it was.
They had to figure it out.
And this, after all the years of 3 and 4 teams dominating at the top, I say it didn't happen so much that all those players couldn't go to the same teams. So I think everybody has a pretty good team now.
Yeah, even they do.
Well, except for, but you got and Florida. I don't know what to say for Florida.
Yeah, but awful, bro.
Florida has the athletes. Even Missouri. Who else?
Ole Miss, Missouri.
Yeah, Ole Miss had a great team. I have been hearing commentators talk about them all summer, but I really didn't believe it because I just thought this was gonna be the same old Lane Kiffin and the same old team. But to me, they mirror Tennessee. Mm-hmm. They can put 60 points on it.
They can, but Ole Miss still has to. They have to be truly tested, and whenever they get a real test, that's when they struggle.
And Tennessee, Tennessee and Ole Miss.
Yeah, Tennessee has proven it a couple times when they were number 1 in the nation. I think for a point, last year or 2, and they won some big games.
Yeah, but different quarterback though. So
true.
I think if you change the quarterback, it's a totally different team. But this guy seemed to be the real deal.
Yeah.
So I equate it like this. Now they putting up 67 points on all the teams. Now when they play a really good team, I say that 60 point probably turn into 30. So let's say if they play Alabama will probably have to put up 35 or something like that to beat them. Because they're not gonna score 60 points on Alabama and Georgia and teams like that.
No.
But they will be tested this weekend because they got Oklahoma.
Yes, that's a true test, and then it's very possible that could be a shootout.
Yeah,
I think they still could. Yeah,
Oklahoma's not going to be 3 and out all the time. So now you can have a team that can play ball control and score some points. So there's going to be some pressure. There's no pressure than what Tennessee had the first couple of games. So we know who's going to win those games.
Yeah. This pressure different. Now I haven't noted. Tennessee, like I said, still not really tested.
No,
this Oklahoma matchup is going to really test to see what the defense is really going to be about. To me, in this matchup. So if they can I feel like if they can hold Oklahoma, 24, 27 points, I think you're right. And Tennessee might score about 30, 35. Maybe they might be the real deal and just keep putting up 50 or whatever, 55. But
when it's all said and done, they may be number 1 at the end of the season. It's not a far-fetch.
No, they might hit that number 1 spot at least for a week or 2. Again.
Yeah.
So,
and I knew from the beginning of the season when I saw Texas and Georgia play that Texas probably was the number 1 team.
Yeah.
And they are. And they entered the SEC at the right time when they basically some of the best recruiting they've done in a while. They took a great time to come to the SEC. Well, they're pretty much better than some other teams in the SEC.
I tell you, it doesn't hurt that they got a Manning as the backup quarterback.
Yeah.
For the second or third year?
I think is it second?
Was he there?
Redshirt.
I know he was there. Oh, he's a redshirt. I feel like he's been there for 3 years.
3 years, yeah. So this may be his third year.
Yeah, and he's
Maybe
still
third
sitting
year.
there as a backup. He could have
Yeah.
went anywhere, but
Yeah.
I guess his whole family said play the old school way and wait it out and get a
Yeah.
Heisman Trophy.
And wait, and sure enough, the guy got hurt, but I say it's a stomach
Yeah.
strain. So
I think they said he's gonna be right back next. Wait, is it week to week or something like that? He could be back next week, maybe.
something of that nature.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we got Alabama.
Now we talk about we going to Alabama next because I was going to stay in the top tier when you talk about Texas. I was going to go to Georgia next as they faltered a little bit.
Me and my wife watched that whole game, man. And
Yeah,
I thought if Kentucky had a better quarterback, they would have won that game.
absolutely.
They would have won.
I mean, Kentucky. This is another gentleman I follow. His name is Uncle Lou.
Yeah.
On YouTube, and he's a Georgia fan, and he continues to say every year Kentucky is like maybe one of the most physical teams in SEC.
Yeah.
Do you think that's the case? I mean,
I think they like one of those teams that if Alabama is coming, if Georgia's coming, then they play to their highest potential.
Yes.
But if just say somebody
Florida.
like Maryland or somebody comes, they're gonna play just like Maryland or Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you can say that. But they got a great coaching staff. That's one other thing that's keeping them pretty pumped up.
Yeah.
With Stoops over there.
Now, if they can play consistently like that every game, then there'll be a problem.
Yeah, but they not doing
that. and that was good for. Does Georgia have a bye this week too?
Yeah, I think Georgia and Bama.
Okay, so
yeah.
So if Georgia had to play a game like that and then turn around and had to go play Bama, then it probably would have been a little problem.
Yeah, that'd have been a problem for Georgia.
And that's that's gonna be the test to see if Oklahoma and Texas can handle the SEC when you have to play good teams every week. Somebody who's gonna push you.
In that league is pretty intense. Now, some of the games, like you said, you pitch Kentucky on a rough week, or I don't know, Mississippi State on a rough week. They could probably just go ahead and blow those kind of teams out. And if you're playing a close game against one of them, they are really not nearly as talented, in my opinion. And Mississippi State, Vanderbilt, Kentucky is pushing it. Florida, Texas A&M, they have the talent. They're like the Florida State right now, but they're getting wins. Yeah. They have the talent, but they can never just get wins. So you play teams like that. Texas will have a couple weeks where they can just kind of not so much lay low, but they don't have to play like they're playing against Tennessee or Bama or Ole Miss every week.
They can pretty much play with a lead, pretty much.
Yes,
that's basically what's going to happen.
Yeah, you can see. I mean, you see what they did to Michigan, and Michigan, to me, could probably almost plug themselves in the SEC and have a 500 record.
I think Michigan's a fraud this year.
Yeah, this year is tough. Yeah, without the coach, only because without the coach.
Yeah, I don't think they're as good as advertised. And like I say, and as you would take it, Florida State is one of our fantasy picks this week, and they play UCLA.
Wow. No, University Cal.
Is it Cal?
Bears. Yeah. At home, California. Mm-hmm. And they're still 2. I think the spread is 2 right now.
Yeah, 2.5 points, man.
That's disgusting.
Man,
I don't understand that either. Why do they keep continuing? Why does Vegas think that Florida State can win these games? They are playing terrible.
I think they are trying to trick us.
I think you're right.
With teams on there like that. But let me see.
They are, to my opinion, they are absolutely. They should be a 10-point underdog, Florida State, to Cal, even at home. I don't see any. And California has a pretty dominant running back. Didn't they just beat Auburn?
Yeah, they beat Auburn.
Yeah,
it was a low-scoring game, though.
Right. But they played physical. They played defense. Auburn couldn't do much, and Auburn has, according to the rankings, probably 60, 70 rankings higher in offense than Florida State is, because Florida State is the very bottom of FBS. FBS. They are very bottom. So I don't see how Florida State is going to be able to score any points unless, like I said, unless there's a quarterback change. I don't see them. I think I see them losing by at least a touchdown, if not 10 points.
Well, if there was anybody better, I'm pretty sure he would have been in the game by now. Don't you think?
Yeah, but I think it's coaching issue again too. I assumed that by halftime, DJU was going to be out the game, switch the quarterbacks, but I just think everything about the coaching right now is 180 compared to the last couple of years. He's terrible play calls, terrible roster changes, like substitutions. Everything is really, really bad right now. So I just think he's just in a tornado and he don't know how to get out of it.
But
So
I can understand if it's a 2 or 3 year drop off, but they was on top last year.
yes, you go from number.
Hey, you remember I told you that beat down they
5.
took from Georgia
Yes, I
probably
do
did something to you. Remember I was telling you?
Yes, I do remember. I do remember that. And it's proven a lot of people right. It's like, wow, even the backups were really bad. And I'm like, well, the
Mhm.
backups didn't get a chance to practice like that for a year. So I'm
Year
thinking
round.
a whole year of
Yeah.
practicing first round, first stringers against first stringers will beef them up. People gained weight, people gained speed over the last year, and somehow they all got worse.
And that's how
crazy.
USC used to practice when they was on top. It was always 1 against 1.
Right.
That's how they stayed on top so long. Because they were well tested. Because they were playing against 5 and 4 stars, practicing against 5 and 4 star all the time.
Yeah. Now that just the whole fundamentals of Florida State is really bad right now. So
Yeah,
I see Cal taking that one. If you wanted to take the spread, I definitely would take Cal.
I
Straight
picked
up.
Cal because I didn't want to fall for this Florida State
Nah.
thing again. Man, let me tell you something what they got. Man, they got some of the games they got on here. They got Virginia and Coastal Carolina. I'm like,
Okay.
I don't know anything about Coastal Carolina.
Man, those are tough picks.
Who you
No,
telling?
Virginia is the worst in the conference.
And
So
you think so? Are they really that bad?
yeah, they pretty much, yeah, I would say Virginia is probably them and Florida State now are about the 2 worst teams in the ACC.
And they got Coastal Carolina with a 55% chance of winning that game.
Yeah, I would maybe take. Where's it at? It's at Virginia though, isn't it?
Well, they
Probably.
got Coastal Carolina as the second, so I think it may be.
Oh,
I can't see them going to play at Coastal Carolina though, well, yeah, they play at Coastal Carolina.
yeah, that's interesting. And now I would take Coastal Carolina then. I would take Coastal Carolina on that. For you
You
said
think?
how much? How much? 2, 2.5,
Let's see, Coastal Carolina, but it's 2.5 on the Florida State game.
2.5 on Coastal Carolina.
But no, it's no Florida State game. See, what Coastal Carolina? Hold on, let's see what they got in here. Well, they don't have that stat on the app.
Oh man,
At least not unless I'm not far enough.
I would probably take whatever the points are for Carolina.
Oh, let me look at the preview. It's probably why I've been losing that week. I don't never look at the preview. Okay, they got Virginia -3.
3. Yeah, I would probably take Coastal Carolina there. It's that's a pick 'em, man. That's tough.
Yeah.
Like you just see it, if Coastal Carolina can kind of get the slight upset, and I don't know much about them either.
Yeah.
But yeah, and if it's in Coastal Carolina, that's a tough one, man. I'd probably take them though.
Coastal Carolina. I might go with them.
You can try Virginia. Now, Virginia has a good coach. I can tell you that. They do have a pretty solid coach. I think it's his second year. I can't remember his name. I got to check.
They're just
But
not winning.
yeah, they're not winning right now. They play a lot of close games. They had a lot of losses last year, but they had a lot of close losses at the same time. So they might get over the hump this year and get some more wins.
And then they got USC and Michigan.
Woo!
I took USC on that one.
That would be the easy choice.
Yeah.
What is by? What they got given USC support? I mean Michigan.
They giving Michigan USC minus 6.5.
6.5.
Mm.
Ooh, that's tough there though. I would still probably I would take USC, man. They got a way better offense.
Yeah, that's who I took.
Yeah, they got a way better offense. Michigan offense was also really bad against Texas,
But
though.
then again, it could have maybe because of Texas though. But
Yeah, it
yeah,
was Texas, but I just don't. In my, you ask me, the Big Ten offenses never shined. I ain't never seen nothing special in Big Ten except Ohio State
mm.
and some Michigan last year.
Yeah, Penn
They was
State.
okay. Yeah, Penn
You
State,
gotta
man.
give Penn State some credit.
When Penn State has to play Iowa, Ohio State, or Michigan, they score like 10 points.
Yeah, defense. Yeah, it's a defensive. But it's a
Yeah,
defense. Well, other than Michigan and Ohio State, it's a defensive conference. That's why
some of them.
Michigan always on top, and Ohio
You,
State.
I tell you, you watch some of those games though. Was it last year? I think I watched Michigan, Penn State. I mean, quarterbacks just missing. Bunch of missed throws, overthrowing, taking deep shots, throwing over the
Yeah,
receiver. I'm like, come on now. It wasn't like bang. It wasn't like contested throws and catches and
yeah.
great defense. I'm like, man, they just kind of struggle when it comes to offense to me. Now they can run the ball most of the time. I'll give them that. Big Ten can run the ball.
And they got big linemen.
Yeah,
They got kind of
I'll give them
think
that.
about it, though the defensive line. You might have one or two a nice side defensive line. It's not like the SEC, but the whole line is just huge. They have a speed
Mm,
rusher who normally
yeah,
get drafted. Every team usually have a speed, but especially Penn State. Interior
true.
linemen are pretty good. That
Mm,
would set them apart from I guess the lower class of that conference.
mm,
Teams like Iowa State, they just can't compete. Can't compete with all that.
no, no.
And so, and this another one that's tricky. They got me down here with Texas Tech and Arizona State.
It's a conference game now. Shoot, Texas Tech and Arizona State. Texas Tech, I feel like they had a pretty solid game last week.
And see, when you see games like this, only thing you can go by because we're not really watching with the SEC being like it is now. I've been watching most of the SEC game. So when I
Right,
think of Texas Tech, I be thinking about years past when they putting up 40 and 50 points every game. I don't know what they
right.
look like now.
Well, they weren't in the big. What is it? The Big 12. They're in the Big 12 conference now, are they not?
Now they are.
Yeah. See, before they were probably just throwing up a bunch of
Yeah,
points against,
they never played against any defenses, not for
no
real.
real defenses.
So they'll
So
play Oklahoma and lose what, like 55 to 50, something like that.
right, yeah, that's true too. Against Oklahoma, that's actually a good point.
I'm gonna take Arizona State.
Really,
Even
what
though
do
the
they
game,
have them?
well, this thing about this game is in Texas Tech, but ASU is favored. They're giving Texas Tech's 2.5 minus 2.5.
Okay, yeah, it's close, man. You don't
And see,
want to take Texas Tech?
this will be messing us up. No, actually, I picked Arizona State.
No, you don't. I would consider taking Texas Tech,
And they got
but
Texas Tech. See, these are numbers that get me.
mhm.
They got Texas Tech as a 33% chance of winning.
mm,
I don't know if they're trying to trick us or what.
that's still close. 33% isn't a whole lot because I
Yeah,
think that could be a. I think that could be a trap. Yeah, I think that could possibly be a trap. I would consider Texas Tech, but I just know that they like to kind of high flying offense. And Arizona State, I haven't watched them at all this year, so I
I
can't say
haven't
much about
either.
them either.
I haven't.
I haven't seen. Was it no last week? I was watching Arizona play. I think Kansas or something like that.
Yeah, I saw Kansas play a little.
Yeah.
Their quarterback is decent.
Mm,
That Kansas State has always has that would always confuse me about Michigan State and Kansas State. I mean, their offensive linemen are huge,
yeah,
massive.
but they don't have playmakers.
Yeah, that's that. I don't.
They don't
Yeah,
have
that's the
playmakers.
problem.
Yeah.
Even like
It-
Mississippi State used to have them big old offensive linemen, and just
yeah.
could never do anything with it.
No.
Um, And here's
That's
another one that's tricky. They got Utah and Oklahoma State.
Utah.
Yeah, I picked them. But you know what? I'm going off of last year when they beat down
I
USC
know.
twice.
I
You
know.
know,
That's true. But still,
hey, but they got OSU favored though
they got OSU favored.
at home.
That makes sense,
They both undefeated,
right?
12 playing 14.
Yeah, that makes sense. I
Hmm,
would. That's a tough pick, man. I would probably
man,
OSU looked pretty good when I watched them. Oh, Oklahoma State.
yeah.
I think they're opening week, but hey,
You would
hard
think
to
a
go wrong
team
with that
get.
coach.
I say when you playing at home, what that is about 3 points,
I think it's
three,
like 3 point. Well, in college, yeah, it might be 3 points.
yeah,
I don't
maybe,
know.
well maybe six. I don't know.
Yeah, that's tough. I think, but being at Oklahoma State, not a bad idea to take them
And see, these games be coming on late after you
late.
finish watching the SEC, then these games be on already or just coming on. And by that
Man,
time, you be burnt down on football because you know watched about 3 or 4 games already.
that's true.
So
Man, that's true. Yeah,
okay, this is a Texas game. You got TCU and SMU.
TCU.
I think that's about TCU. Yeah.
Yeah, how much they got that by?
Um,
Or
man, they got
they have
TCU
SMU.
-2. I don't know
Yeah,
why
I
they
would take
expecting this to be
TCU.
a close game.
No, SMU is they thought that SMU was going to be a really great offense too, and they are really slow out the gate.
Hmm.
They had they played like a FCS team, I think, the first week, like San Diego State. I don't know if they're FCS, but and they struggled, barely won that game.
Yeah, I don't know if that
Um,
because it's the first game
could have been
weren't in sync or what.
right, and then I think the next week, I can't remember who they won, who they played, or not week next week. It was week 2 because they played week 0, and then I think they were off. So I don't know, but I would TCU. I definitely pick them at the Big 12.
Yeah, I picked them because I'm familiar with them.
Hmm.
That's the only reason why I picked them.
Makes sense.
No, I don't know.
Colorado's not on there.
No, I'm glad they're not.
Oh man,
These hip
they
picks are bad enough, but then they
they
got me
hurt you
down here
last
with
season.
they got Toledo and Western Kentucky.
Toledo.
And Western
I
Kentucky.
now that see, I wouldn't know that. I'd probably take Western Kentucky.
Hey, didn't Toledo just beat somebody of relevancy a week or two?
They almost beat somebody. I feel like I think it was almost
Almost.
Oregon.
Well, no,
Was
they
it
won
Oregon?
because they 3 and
No,
0.
I'm thinking Idaho. That was Idaho.
They're 3 and
They're
0.
3-0.
Yeah,
Oh, then I don't know. Then yeah, I don't know much about Toledo this year.
well, I figured that this might be a gimmick because it's an 88% chance of them winning that game.
Toledo.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, take
And
Toledo.
last they got but no, they got the Tennessee, Oklahoma. I picked Tennessee,
Yeah, I
even
would
though
definitely
Oklahoma
take.
playing at home.
Mm,
I just don't think
yeah,
I don't think Oklahoma has the defensive power to shut them down.
I agree. I don't think so, and I think if Tennessee, unless they shoot themselves in the foot and just like it's a snowball effect, and they can't get their
Hmm.
offense together for 4 quarters, then that's a problem for the whole year for Tennessee.
Because you do
Then
know
they would be frauds.
everybody have a bad game, here and there, and that may be a bad game for them.
It could, but I feel like they really need to prove themselves. Like I said, you got to win the big game. You got to win a big game here and then. I don't
Yeah.
see it. Maybe Georgia. I don't know about Georgia this year. Tennessee beating Georgia. I don't know about them beating Alabama, but I feel like Oklahoma could be one they should take.
I know they're gonna be a problem. I know that much.
Yeah, that'll be a
They
problem
look
though.
like a problem. I think the last one they got on here is Iowa and Minnesota.
Oh man, that's the most boring. This is gonna be the most boring game
Yeah.
ever.
Both of
God.
those teams make a lot of mistakes when they play. A lot
Yes,
of
they
three and
do.
outs, man. That just
No
kills the game.
offense. No
Yeah.
offense. Yeah, I would say if it's at Iowa, maybe take Iowa. I don't know.
Well, it's at Minnesota, but I'm still gonna take Iowa.
Yeah, I guess take
Yeah,
Iowa just because their defense is going to hold them stronger, and they'll
yeah,
probably
probably.
win 10-6 or something.
No, I don't think it'll be that.
Probably. You kidding me? It'll be 10-6. It'll be 13-7, 13-9. I don't know. Somebody won't get a. I bet one team don't get any touchdowns. I guarantee you that.
I hope not. 'Cause that'd be a terrible game.
Well, all their games are like that. Well, especially when they play in a team that's like mediocre, and Minnesota's mediocre.
Yeah.
So,
And my tiebreaker is the tiebreaker is gonna be the Tennessee Oklahoma game. How many
Oklahoma.
points do you think is gonna be scored? I just went with
Ooh.
63. 'Cause I'm thinking they maybe to stop each other.
63. Maybe. No,
I said I give them 30 some points apiece.
Yeah, you could say that.
If
I
it's
was
more
thinking
than that, then
about
Tennessee gonna
35,
win.
27. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're about right. Yeah.
Tennessee's
I'd
gonna
go
win if
over.
it's more than that.
Yeah, I'm thinking about 35, 27, 35, 20 something, 25, 35, 27, something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Because this
But
Oklahoma's
that's-
playing I think more than likely Tennessee will be able to shut them down before Oklahoma can shut Tennessee down. More than likely.
Yeah, I agree. But
So,
I got to see. That's what I'm thinking. Like this will be one of their first true defensive tests. This is the first conference game, right, for Tennessee and Oklahoma.
yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. So
Good thing for Oklahoma is at home. But I still
That's
think the
true.
firepower at Tennessee can probably be too much.
Yeah, if it was at Tennessee, take Tennessee in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Easy.
It'll be no doubt.
Yeah.
No
God.
doubt.
Yeah, being in Oklahoma, they're gonna have to show. These fans in Oklahoma gonna have to really show out.
Yeah.
These
I'm pretty
SEC
sure that stadium's
games.
gonna be packed.
Oh yeah, first conference game in the SEC.
And your
I
fantasy
wonder what time it be.
and what's the fantasy league you playing?
It's called like it's NFL fantasy.
Oh, y'all playing NFL.
Yeah,
Holla.
with the players. Yeah,
Okay.
so those. I had a rough week last week, but I had barely lost. But
Yeah.
so my NFL team is garbage. Been garbage for 10 years or so, which would be the Giants. And
Yeah.
then Florida State just really figures ways to break your heart. They just the last 10 months have been terrible.
Well, like I said, in our pool, we paying $30 a week. So that's not cheap.
Yeah, dang,
and I done
man.
lost 3 weeks straight.
Yeah, and you about to buy in on this one again? So how many do you have to get? How many you have to get to win? Just more than
It's just who have the
other
best
players?
record. Just who have the best record.
Yeah,
And so it's like I said, it's some little games like Toledo, but now because I should have known Indiana was a pretty good team this year. I picked against Indiana last week, and they won. Indiana won. Like I say, Florida State tricked me. I did pick Colorado. Colorado was on. I did pick them.
Yes, that was
they
a good one.
won. But like I said, I think it just you have to be a little lucky.
You have to, because those are some tough matchups they have y'all picking.
Yeah.
Real
It was crazy.
No gimmies.
LSU, South Carolina, Memphis, Florida State, Washington State, Virginia, Pitt.
You know who LSU has this coming week? They got an off week.
No, they play LSU play. You got a 2:30 game.
Guess it's got to be conference then.
Yep. I was just looking at them a few minutes ago.
Because Kelly's got to get him right the ship. He's got to get some strengths of wins together in conference.
Well, I'm pretty sure that win gonna help them out from last week. I'm pretty sure that'll build up a lot of confidence. Because they play that's who played UCLA, LSU.
Oh man, they play UCLA.
Yeah,
so they play USC and UCLA this year.
I knew somebody played UCLA. Yeah, LSU.
Dude. They can hopefully maybe
2:30
get
game.
that 2:30 game. They should have that. I don't know if they got to go out to UCLA, but
I think they're at home. Tiger Stadium.
okay. Oh, then they should definitely. It's 2:30. Too bad it's not at night because that'd be an easy win.
Yeah, I think they'll pull that one out.
They should at home. Man, that coach, you got to get it together.
Well, I'm glad you made it, man. I know me and you both got to show up at the same place in the morning.
I know, right? Man, yeah, you get up early in the morning still too, right? Before you
Well,
get in there and hit the
I
gym.
got up this morning, worked out at 5, so I probably won't get up in the morning because
Oh,
I was
okay.
feeling it today a little bit. So I'll
All right.
probably sleep till 6:30 in the morning and get on up and do my
Whew.
regular routine.
I wouldn't mind. Now I'm gonna get up tomorrow. I'll do that on Thursday probably, but
Yeah.
tomorrow I'm gonna get up, give me a little workout in, and back at the station.
Yeah, man. Well, like I
Oh
said, man,
yeah,
I'm glad you showed up, man. And
for sure.
next time, I hope things will be better for you in the Florida State seminar.
Man, we're gonna be celebrating our first win, man. First or the second 0-4 start in the last 3 years. So
So what you gonna
one of
do? Like
those.
I always tell people, I always have more than one team. So Florida State is out. So who you gonna go with for the rest of the year?
I ain't gonna lie. I was thinking I wanted to rock with Bama. I'm gonna be a big fake Alabama fan if I did that. So
Yeah.
I probably honestly I might be trying to see if LSU can pull some things off. I'm
LSU.
like I'm rooting for Kelly because I'm like
Yeah,
he's supposed to be good. We beat
I
him. We
got you.
beat him down 2 years in a row. So he's just struggling to
Yeah.
bounce back.
Well, I think he'll right the ship. He's a good
He
coach, so
might.
he'll right the ship.
We'll see.
But all right, man, you have a good night, man. I'll
I'm
see you in the
a
morning.
well, my brother. I'll see you in the morning.
All right, man. Have a good
All
one.
right, Tony.